Well, good evening. Well, good evening for me. I don't know what time of day it is when you'll be listening to this. I have a lot to tell you about Syria. There have been huge developments, and I have done my best to contact a large number of people inside Syria. So this is for you, and I hope it's helpful. So here we go. Starting with a Shiite friend of mine, and he tells me, and this was on Friday, okay? Alarming news coming from Homs. Tens of thousands of Shiite Syrians in villages in Homs are fleeing to Lebanon, especially to Hamel town and other towns around the border in Bekaa Valley out of fear and intimidation. Some are being subjected to direct violence. Okay, that's one. Now, here's another. This is from an Alawite friend. Again, back on Friday when this all kicked off. They withdrew everything from Jebli, from Tartus, from Latakia. They withdrew the fighters and replaced them with security police dressed in black. Same shade, different smell. The Alawites go out on the street because it makes them happy. This pushes the Sunni to sectarian violence in retaliation. The Nur al-Din al-Zinki group is withdrawing from Latakia. This is a particular militia group, famous in Aleppo. They became part of the Turkish-backed Syrian army. Now they're part of HTS. HTS is also withdrawing from parts of Damascus suburbs. Nur al-Din al-Zinki is HTS foreign fighters from Tajikistan and Dagestan. I'm telling you what the Alawite guy told me, so take it or leave it. The brand is HTS, but locally they are known as Nur al-Din al-Zinki. HTS must be pulling out to prepare to fight somewhere else, possibly against the Kurds. The head of the Syrian Kurds spoke to Masoud Barzani today, who said he should try and find a solution in negotiation with HTS. Masoud Barzani being the head of the Iraqi Kurds, all right, or the titular head, the old man. Okay, now from a secular Syrian, also on Friday, rumors HTS is withdrawing from the coast. Huge local reaction, people on the streets firing into the air, small clashes, but nothing wide scale. There are rumors that that's Maher al-Assad, the brother of the Syrian president, the one that remained when the Bashar al-Assad ran away, there are rumors that Maher has returned, but they have no substance. The Ministry of Interior troopers are around. Curfew has been imposed in Jebli. Okay. Right, now, here's a Christian voice, another perspective. The situation is murky. The leadership by HTS remains strong, but security is at its lowest point. Still, people are happy to get rid of 50 years of dictatorship. However, Erdogan's deputy visited the Orthodox Patriarch deputy to assure him that the Christians would not be persecuted. Then, same guy, good friend of mine, came back when I questioned him what was going on today, Monday. It's now late Monday night. This was Monday earlier. He said, a village near Homs, all the Alawites are being massacred. Right, now this is from a friend of mine who's a close associate with HTS. All right, this is from on Friday. The militia stepped back and the Ministry of Interior stepped in to make the people realize that there would be civilian control. People have been seizing the moment to spread rumors because the Saudi foreign minister was in Damascus. Well, that's what he said. I'm just giving you his words. All right, the same guy then today, right? This is my HDS friend, Hayat Tahrir Sham. Anyway, there's a lot of interference, definitely from the Shiites and the Alawites. They start to cause trouble. Today and yesterday, Hezbollah tried to come back, but we shot at them again. The Russians, because I asked him about the Russians, it's kind of a side issue. The Russians, and the story about the Russians keeps changing, closed their central bases and moved to the coast. They shift to the coast. Ship came in to load equipment and tanks today, heavy stuff. They're still keeping their bases in the secret agreement. They've left for them participation, but they will have to review that agreement. The mandate, the person in the middle, the interlocutor, is the Turkish. They also, apparently there's a secret agreement between Turkey and HDS on the appointment of the Minister of Defense. Seem to be a lot of things going on, but he says some activities in villages near Hawla. They captured about 15 officers. The rebels from Hawla villages went and captured these officers. Hawla near Homs, I think, if I got it right. And they were massacred. The only problem is that there is no courts to deal with these people. There is deep this coordination between the Israel army and HDS through Turkey, so that there is one wave against the Shiite opposition, Shiite-backed opposition, this Iranian-backed opposition. They will have no future, the Alawites and the Shiites. If you don't understand the past, you don't understand how people came back to their villages and they take revenge. Today, they arrested one of the heads of the militia in Damascus, Ghazawi, his name is, because he ignored the order to join the new Syrian army. Now they organize themselves under the umbrella of a national Syrian army. Each militia had been doing their own arrangement. But what we see in Damascus today is a good signal. We will secure the borders. There are still Shiite free moving between Syria and Lebanon. That's why Israel is also concerned. It's not one devil. We have a lot of devils around. We have to get familiar with the new Syria. The new government is very open. They welcome anyone to help from the international community. They want the international community to understand them. It's not easy. It's a big responsibility for a little group of people. They try to manage as much as they can, but we don't want the Turks to draw our maps. That's what the HDS guy said. We advise them to be against nobody. He means, the leadership. We advise the leadership to be against nobody, not even Israel. We don't want the leadership to plant black seeds. That's the words. They issued a statement. They will rebuild the synagogue in Damascus, in Jabla area. There is a synagogue in Damascus. There are about, there were anyway, last time I visited, there were about 600, maybe 800 Jewish people in Damascus. Very evident, not hidden. And they had a synagogue, but apparently the synagogue was damaged in some way in the fighting. So HTS is going to rebuild the synagogue as a gesture. The foreign fighters, they help, but they will be repatriated later. And Shara, that's the leader, of course he goes by two names, which confuses me all the time. Shara declared they will have no war with any neighbor. Keep your eyes open. This is HTS view. Keep your eyes open. Don't believe people who are ideological or have emotion. The old regime people still want to stay in power. It's not about religion. It's only about old regime and new regime. The mayor of Sweden is a woman. The manager of the central bank, the governor of the central bank, he means, is a woman. They may prove, he means HTS, they may prove themselves more liberal than the past. Okay, now here again is an Alawite view. These are all different people. The mere presence of someone not speaking Arabic causes a lot of tension. He's talking about the foreign fighters. The deployment of the general security rather than the militia in the Alawite areas happened on the day the Saudi foreign minister visited Syria. So there have been a lot of videos of people going into hospital with wounded, killing a hospital, looking after hospital wards, killing the injured. There's no logic behind what HTS is doing. This is an Alawite view, remember. You cannot sit and watch this and not be shaken to the core, coupled with the fact that nobody here has had any salary for the past 2 months, and the salaries are pitiably small. Now, here's a different Alawite view. I mean, Syrians would be irritated by me calling out who was saying this, but anyway, I'm not talking about their names. I'm talking about where they come from, as it were. What's happening in Homs is unbelievable. This is a view from today, by the way, Monday. Unbelievable, even today. The general feeling is that these people are here for, he means HTS, are here for a brief transition period. If the Americans don't get involved, it could be a transition for something worse. The problem is that Trump is distracted. Okay, so these are my perspectives. Look, it may sound rather grim, but the point is that there's been a lot of violence going on in Syria. I'm going to close this podcast with a poem that was written today by a friend of mine who is an Alawite. And this man, I'm not one of that I've been quoting earlier, has told me that I may mention his name. His name is Wakaf. And he wrote this poem when he saw what was happening in Delabos, a village west of Homs. Oh, by the way, just so you understand, a green wristband is a symbol of an Alawite. So I'm reading you his poem in view of all the violence that's been going on. And this provoked by some of it he watched the trouble is these people are filming themselves committing these acts, so it's all over social media. And that's why people are so disturbed. So this poem is called Delboaz. A minute-long scene encompassing all, a giant draped in a desert and wailing in a poor room, a mother and child, and perhaps a boy, for there's not enough light to see. The giant rants, screaming nonsense that neither the children of man nor the offspring of the devil could comprehend. He mutters fragments of the Holy Quran, perhaps reciting them from left to right. Perhaps he wrenches the girl, he wrenches the girl from the arms of her mother, frozen in the presence of the angel of death. Mama, the girl screams for rescue. The giant drags her beyond sight. We hear 2 gunshots. He returns to the mother, throwing her to the ground, onto a worn-out foam mattress, still faintly scented by their frightened, yet chaste embrace. We see the flash of 2 more shots. As his delirium persists, the giant retreats and lights a fire to burn the house. In the flickering flame, we see their souls ascend. Our own spirits yearn to rise after them, almost not returning. In the flickering frame, the shadows of Blair and Al-Shaibani appear, sitting at the pinnacle of civilization, smiling. Their lips parting into drops of pure blood, one Iraqi, the other Syrian. Today I wear my green wristband, freed from its shackles decades ago. Today I trap their ascending souls in it. Breathing in their eternal fragrance, so I may never forget. I am Alawite, and I am proud. I am the son of Syria, which allowed me and others to stand proud, and it will remain strong, unbroken, united, despite the whims of every god and every devil. So that's a poem written today by my friend Amo Akaf, who allowed me to use his name. These are difficult days, and we hope a good, tolerant Syria will emerge. We hope and pray so. But it's difficult times precious Syria is facing at this moment. God bless you. God keep you. And thank you for listening.